Hey, what's up, everybody? This is to show you how to install Sega CD into your cabinet. It's going to be quick and painless for everybody involved. You just got to follow a few steps. Actually, it's a lot of steps. But this is how your USB drive is going to be set up. Okay? You're going to create a file. You're going to create a folder directory called content. In that, you're going to have BIOS directory. You're going to have a consoles directory. So you'll click the BIOS, and then you're going to have BIOS CD E bin, BIOS CD J bin, BIOS CD U bin. That is the Sega CD Europe, Japan, and America BIOS. So I can't tell you where to find them, but it's out there. You just have to look for the word, you'll find it. I found it in a Dropbox. Can't post a Dropbox, copyright restrictions and all that. I'm not going to get you in trouble. I'm not going to get myself in trouble, but that's where it goes. All right? We'll edge back once. Consoles. You make a directory called Sega-Sega CD. Okay? That is where you would put your games in. You try to make the name of the game as short as possible. For some reason, this emulator, if you have a really long name, sometimes it doesn't work. I had to take Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Eye of the Beholder and compress it down to Eye of the Beholder. Otherwise, it wouldn't work. I don't know why. I had to take NHL hockey with little hyphen on a 94 and compress it down to NHL. So that's what you have to do. And let's say if you go into something like Shadow the Beast. When you have the bin file and the Q file, you put that in there. Okay? Bin, Q. That's the only things you need in it. And when it says Shadow of the Beast 2, your directory name has to say Shadow of the Beast 2. They both have to match. Okay? Has to match. Alright. Let me show you about box art, and we'll move right along. Alright, me again. Let me show you where the box art is. I put a link in the video right here. You got all the box art you could ever want to, ever have. You got Atari 2600, 7800, Commodore, Doom, there's MAME, there's regular Nintendo Entertainment System, I suppose it's the same thing. Nintendo Super Nintendo Entertainment System, Sega Mega Drive, Sega Mega Drive, Sega CD zip. So when you go to this, you'll get this. See all these pictures? This is your box art. Now, I just use box art. I don't use bezels. I don't use the stuff that goes on the side of the screen. I just don't. I don't like it. I can't really tell you where to get it because I didn't download it. But alright. Well, let me show you how to piece it all together, and then we'll be good. And I'll show you that it runs. So yeah, no, I'm not a liar. Okay, so this is what you're going to do. Make a new folder. Call said folder Space Ace. Alright? Then you go in here. You go into your place where you have it. You go like this. You move it over. To anybody wondering, I did own a Sega CD when they were first released. I did own Space Ace. So, it's a good game. 45, 48, 49, 50. Let's hope it doesn't crash. 65, 66, 67. I need to get an SSD. SSD. Alright, ready? Now, you're gonna click here. This is what I always do. Rename it Space Ace. It's called the same thing exactly as the directory. Alright? Now we go down here. Game title. What do you think the game title should be? Anybody? What is it?
Space.
Say it?
Space Ace.
Yes, the game title should be Space Ace. What box art do you think we're looking for? Huh?
I don't know. Space Ace?
Oh, yes. Alright. Let me back up. See this? Sega, Mega CD, Sega CD. Name of the box arts. Yes. Down here. I got a whole bunch of box arts. Believe it or not, they're in alphabetical order, and I still couldn't find it right off the bat. Wait a minute. What did I do? What? Give me a sec. Space Ace. What? Oh, it's there. Silly. I'm Russian. Game ROM. Here's what I do. This is what I do. After I moved it over into the directory on my USB drive, I go to Content, Consoles, Sega CD, Space Ace. And you want to click the bin file. Don't. Do not click the bin file. Click this, go any file, and then you click the CUE file, the Q file. That is where you do it. And you go back into Sony F. You click on Sega CD because that's where you got your ROMs, and you save it. And then you're good. Trust me. I'll be right back and I'll show you how it went. One sec. And here I am back at the cabinet. Let me show you what I did. You see, this is why you make different directories. You have Arcade, Atari 2600, Atari 7800, Game Boy Advance, Game Gear, Genesis, Light Gun, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Scum VM, Sega CD, and TurboGrafx, all in separate directories. So let's skip over to where we have our Space Ace, and we'll load it up. Amazingly, it works. I'll just play the beginning intro so you guys can see how it looks.
Space Ace, defender of justice, truth, and the planet Earth. Ace is being attacked by the evil commander Borg.
Hold your fire. Is that creep Borg? No way, Borg, old buddy.
I've been hit!
By the Infanto Ray.
Struggle with Dexter to regain his manhood. Destroy the Infanto Rays. Defeat the evil Borg.
Hey, Bart. Come on, Kimberly, let's go. I've been hit.
Be valiant, Space Warrior. The fate of Earth is in your hands.
And Space Ace is made by the same company that did Dragon's Lair. And that's yet another reason you would want to use Sega CD emulation, because you have Dragon's Lair. I'm just going to show it to you. Oh, let me move up and hit the start button. Skip it. And I do have to add, though, that if you play a game like Mortal Kombat, for some reason, I can't figure yet how to do 6 buttons. But I'm sure someone will figure out it eventually. Doesn't look bad. I am horrible at the game, but it doesn't look bad.
In the mysterious caverns below the castle, your odyssey continues against the awesome forces that oppose your efforts to reach the Dragon's Lair. Lead on, adventurer. Your quest awaits.
All right. So, if you can, please try to like and subscribe. I'll try to see if I can keep on making stuff like this, or I don't know, something like it. So, I will see everybody soon. Out.